Yeah, because this next game mode might change the pace, but later on,
Yep.
what they thought in hardpoint will be useful in control. But as we go in for the start of the game, the attackers right now is Broke Boys, as the defense will be put in by DVK. Let's see who's going to start it off in terms of that first blood.
Everybody loves playing Meltdown, and it seems to be a very popular pick here. It's a very balanced map for S&D.
Yeah.
You do get to play the rock, paper, scissors here, especially when you're on the attacking side. A 5-man rush, especially towards this B bomb side, even if it is towards the A bomb side, right? It doesn't really make a lot of difference. You do have a lot of these structures to play the defense on. CF will find George, so a long-range snipe. Batman drops by. Young J trades out CF. 7, can he hit one? Finds 2. But 7 does only manage to get one away. He pops with the secondary. Pops 1, does not get the no-scope, and Z-Man sorts him out instant. Oro as the final player. DVK Oblivion manages that scuffle, and they survive through a defusal.
Yeah, they won't be lost in Oblivion anymore. They have that initial point against Broke Boys, and I guess what like facts are true. A lot of teams have been focusing on search and destroy, and that is where they're turning things around, especially with how they approach that plant. And I guess with this, they need to just maintain the composure that they have, wait for what's going to happen, especially they are on the defender side. And once that happens, this is where the tactics of DVK of being reactive really is showing up, because it's more of how the attack is proving or showing right now where they're moving, and it will depend on how they can push through, but there's not so much of pushing through, AJ.
It's a slower pace that DVK is taking this time around, but Broke Boys are speeding through them, leaving Oro, the guy who did manage to get the defusal earlier, and now they just want to torture his life. CBR4 in hand, going up against 5 players. The bomb doesn't really have a lot of time left here, even if he can... Nah, he's not even going to get it one. Young J, quick scopes, gets that round back for Broke Boys.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about. Broke Boys was able to adapt that time because of what happened in initial point. And as we saw earlier, there's a lot more into the players that they are remaining after they went and picked DVK one at a time. So quick rotation alpha is being done right here by Broke Boys, so that they will be a little bit, there can be a little bit of switch up. Let's see if their result will be the same from the previous match.
It's a slower push coming through this time around, and Broke Boys are not changing anything about this whatsoever. Look at Z-Man just chilling. He's just planting the bomb. He's not too worried about anything at all. CF is the final remaining player. 3 guys to take down, but Z-Man finds him easily from the back.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, DVK really needs a different plan of defensive approach, of probably covering so much of angle, wherein they need not to be close against Broke Boys, because that's where they are being picked off. I mean, even if on the long range, the snipes is being pulled by Broke Boys, they can still defend themselves, because the first blood doesn't dictate who's going to win.
Big plan coming through from Z-Man. Broke Boys not wasting any time whatsoever. CF trying to find a shot from the corners here as he hangs back at the generator. Finds nothing. Batman can step on 4th as Oro gets shut down. 7. Big swing around. CF goes down. Batman's going to bite the dust as well. 7 showing up, but it looks like there's either a lack of communication or guy just wasn't wearing his headphones.
Yeah, it looks like it, because communicate from the movement that we've seen earlier, like especially with the backup that can be done from that initial frag, it could have been done in an exchange on a trade, but Z-Man ended that for Epox, and I thought that was going to be a clutch, AJ.
I mean, it's you're asking for a lot if you want a clutch like that. Epoch is the best player at the moment in terms of frags, but it's not really counting because the players on the side of Broke Boys Club are a little too good when it comes to the connections out there. And you know, Young J and Meltdown, yeah, this one goes way back, the ways of war times.
Yeah, ways of war, and we were talking about that. We literally shouted our lungs off. So let's see if they're going to fire at each other as how we shouted back then, because right now the defensive is not looking that well. They're a little bit spread out right now, and they need to recover at least a few points so that one can push through, but they are just auditioning against Broke Boys at this point. 1v2 situation, AJ.
1v2. Wadu finds one. Z-Man skillfully backs away, but
Ooh.
Wadu just managed to get that headshot static right across at the CBR4 in his hands. Can't do much. There's another one right across Broke Boys. 4-1, just like that.
Again, Wadu just almost did that. It's more of the timing that he didn't get. He could have backed off a little bit, though time is ticking. He might be able to recover a little bit from the engagement before going for the 1v1. This approach right now is just back and forth from both sides, and Broke Boys is just going for that alpha. A good rotation can be done from mid. Probably one can go in for the other side of this area we're in, or of this alpha, but that will depend on how much defense can be done in the post plant.
DVK dropping like flies before even getting to the bomb site. Can they even attempt a defusal at this point? Oro makes that access through the back doors of this big chimney. 7 right above. Even if he turns to the left, he is going to be in a lot of trouble as Static finds one, but instantly traded out by Wadu. This is a 2v2. Very doable for DVK. 12 more seconds to go. Z-Man protect the bomb. Wadu goes down. KRM, but Oro gets the double and the defusal. There is enough time. DVK pulls one back.
And as we were talking about, the timing of your approach, that's when you will be able to fight back, especially in the final few moments. But that was a little bit too close for comfort because time is counting down and it was just a few seconds remaining before the time is out for that bomb to explode. But as we can see, the attacker this time will be DVK and the defense will be done by Broke Boys. And we are seeing the rush onto the Bravo. Everyone is in there. The only risk will be any nades that can be put in on them if they don't have the trophy.
7 circles around. Locus in hand. Slide finds no connection. Quick scopes not really his best friend at this point of time. Switchblade in hand as well as he goes in for the quick switch around. Wadu waiting for the timing, but Static finds him. Instant shutdown. Epoch trades out 7. That's a 1-for-1. Z-Man finding Batman CF as he tries to circle around the generators looking for someone. Z-Man gets a double for himself. That was just a decimation of DVK. Every time they pull one round back, they seem to be pissing off Broke Boys.
Yeah, I mean, Broke Boys seems like having better, well, it looks like they are having better communication because the moment one falls down, a trade-off is being done, and they go for a double initiation in terms of the approach. For every point that one of DVK will be, or one of Broke Boys will be taken down, 2 rushes in, and they just clean up, and the trade is favoring Broke Boys. So let's see if it can be averted by DVK right now because the same approach is happening, but it's more of a slower this time.
Slow the pace down if you can't play it at their speed. I like that decision making coming through from the side of Broke Boys. They don't want to be rushing in and giving the advantage to the side of the DVK, and DVK wants to maintain the same respect. 2-for-2 trade. Back and forth we go, but Young Jay still is the threat that needs to be dealt with. And on Meltdown, if you don't shut down their sniper, you do not stand a strong chance. Epoch, final player, shuts down Static, backs away. Quick reload, Fennec in hand. He's got the rate of fire. He's got the damage, but up against Young Jay, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Young Jay appears and plants him with a Car 9. That was just Young Jay. That was Young Jay round.
Young Jay round indeed. I mean, regardless of the long range, short range, up close and personal, Young Jay just did it. And like, I would agree. If you don't put down the sniper, especially if they are going in for that Bravo, there's a long line of sight that can be done by a snipes, and you can be put down one at a time. That is what Young Jay is doing, as well as maintaining right now the distance. But the backstab by Badman right here can turn things around against Broke Boys.
I love the attack coming through this time round. But CF just gets a little bit too cheeky, overextending, trying to play a little bit of distraction, but meets the full force of the Broke Boys. Now they rotate all together, heading towards the mid segment of the map. Fly over, one breaks away towards the back generator aisle so that he can play a tad bit distraction. They want to play a pincer through 3 different entrances. This should go to the way of Broke Boys. Oro does shut down Static the moment he gets 1 kill. 7 finds Oro. Z-Man out of nowhere, and that KRM just popping off. Epoch's the final one from DVK to protect that bomb. Can he shut the player down? 7 says hell no with a switchblade. And some body shots to add a little bit of flavor to the series. Thank you for coming, says Broke Boys Club, as they shut down DVK again.
Yeah, I mean, 7-2 is not a point, and it's not a position that you